idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I meet you.
Hello and welcome to a brand new preview episode for Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys. This is a preview for episode 169, Queen and Slim. This is a movie a lot of people have been asking us to do from 2019, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith. Just a quick summary of this movie. I'll read the formal summary, which is Slim and Queen's first date takes an unexpected turn when a police officer pulls them over for a minor traffic violation. When the situation escalates, Slim takes the officer's gun and shoots him in self-defense. Now labeled cop killers in the media, Slim and Queen feel they have no choice but to go on the run. And then I'll just stop there. This was being billed as the first romantic story in the Black Lives Matter world. So that's kind of interesting. I've not seen this movie yet. Terrence, you are the only one who has seen this so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will go in depth on this movie. It is produced and written by Lena Waithe, who's a bit of a controversial figure these days. Seem to be starting with this most recently, and then some other things that have happened. So we'll dig into that. Should be interesting. For the random topic of the week, it's in reference to the election that's going on. One of our listeners asked the question: how do we tell the difference between pandering and candidates actually listening to us, Black folks specifically? Micah, you said this is an easy topic, so what are your thoughts on that?
It's all pandering. It's all pandering. It's all pandering. Everybody especially during the election cycle, everybody panders to the people that they want to, it's time to get their votes. I'm not saying they're not listening, but everyone is pandering specifically to Black people. You had Pete Buttigieg the other day. We're six white people and here talking about race relations. As in, we should have a Black person up here. But then, out of the same breath, the motherfucker's like, I don't think we should have the 1950s mentality that Trump has, or the revolutionary 60s ideas that Bernie Sanders has. And you could tell he thought of that line, right? And you could tell he was like,
Nailed it.
No, nigga, you didn't. Because the revolution that you're talking about that happened in the 60s was for civil rights. And
I'm sure he's talking about there are other revolutions, but it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't work.
You don't sound as cool as you think you do,
right?
Dummy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So this is my thing. They're all pandering. Who I think is genuine on the Democratic side. There's only two people that's genuine. It's Warren and Sanders, and in my view. And then look, I follow politics like I follow actual sports, right? I know enough to know the basics, but I'm not I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of the rules. And I like the people that I like for various reasons. And there's only two people that I like, and one I like way more than the other one. But if I gotta settle, I don't mind settling.
Right.
So yeah, I think we're being pandered to at all times. I don't know if these folks this crop will really listen.
Terrence?
Good night, everybody. That was my answer. They're always pandering. You have to. And we like to be pandered to.
Yeah.
We do. I mean,
until we don't.
We say we don't, but we really do, because that's to me, me myself personally, I feel like white people are always trying to pander to us.
Yeah.
Like always. Even the good ones.
Yeah.
Like no, especially the good ones. Like there's certain things that I notice, the ones that are not necessarily racist or whatever, but they try to act more like us to identify with us.
Yeah.
Like don't do that. Just be yourself, though.
Right.
You don't have to I'm me, you're you. It's fine. Don't I don't want to punch you in your face when you do that shit. But yeah, they're always pandering. I don't know how. I don't think it's easy not to. I don't think it's possible, honestly, to not pander
In politics, you mean, or in general?
Yeah, and well, not in general necessarily, but in politics, definitely. I don't think it's possible. I don't. Like, you can listen to us and take our ideas. Like I was listening to Look Forward, and you said that the debate last week, you were like Elizabeth Warren clearly was listening to black women.
Yeah, she sounded
Because she went in on his ass.
She was copying
within
like
30 seconds. I don't know if that's pandering, but I guess she was listening. If that's what happened, I don't know. It's kind of tricky, but not just pander. We know you are.
Pander to me.
But once you get into the position of power where you could help us, do it.
Right. I think
right.
So I tend to agree with you that like they're all pandering. I think there is like obviously disgusting pandering where I'm like, yo, you don't mean any of what you're saying. Like you just don't.
Fucking Bloomberg using clips of Obama.
Right. That is gross pandering.
Yo, I want to punch that nigga in the throat. Fuck him, yo.
Yeah, he's one. Like, yeah, clearly he's pandering.
Yeah, he's
like,
close.
That motherfucker. But it's not like we don't want you to pander because we know you.
Now he's pandering to women, and he's got all these actresses that he hired to be like, oh, Mike Bloomberg's always been a great guy. He's this.
No, he hasn't.
No, he has not.
No, he hasn't.
Like there's this thing called the internet, and like there's like video and tape that people can look up shit to say things that you did not when you were a kid. Like you 70-something years old, nigga. You saying shit last month.
Yeah, 5 years ago don't count as forever.
Like, come on, yo.
Well, and so I do think they're all pandering. What I think is interesting is we allow pandering to the people we like. We don't allow pandering to the people we don't like, and that's fair, right?
Right.
But I would go a step further, which is they're all pandering all the time, like to everyone. Like that is the nature of politics, is to try to pander to whatever swath of people to build a coalition to win elections, right? And to gain power and to make change, right? That's your job. But like, yo, the amount that politicians pander to Midwestern white people or working class white people or, you know, blue collar white people or white collared white people, Wall Street, like Black people, Native Americans, East Asians, gay, straight, trans, like everybody gets pandered to if that's the coalition you're trying to, rednecks, like if that's what you're trying to, you know, you're trying to get. I mean, the great example is like Fred Thompson, who ran a number of years ago, who used to be on fucking,
Law and Order.
Yeah, he ran for president. Right? Yeah, he used to be in the Senate. He was like famous, like, he used to get this red truck, like this old timey truck that he would drive into town to pander to fucking Midwest white people. They're like, oh, he drives an old timey truck. They used to drive that truck, put it on a flatbed, and then just put him in it just outside of town, and then he would drive into town. Like, that didn't happen in the 30s. That happened in like 2000. So like they pander all the time, but it's one of those ridiculous stories.
Shut up, yeah.
Like, yo, you're a Hollywood actor. You're like, no one thinks you driving this truck by yourself around the country. That's ridiculous. But
right.
people are like, oh, this is my guy.
I saw a local ad of a guy in a suit and tie, fucking using a gun to shoot a bill. I'm like, yeah, what the like? Nobody believes.
Joe Manchin did that.
Like,
Joe
what are you
Manchin is a
doing,
Democrat, and he shot Obama's cap and trade bill in a commercial. It was like, blow! Fuck that nigga. Vote for me. Like, yo, you're in the same party. It's the wildest shit ever. Yeah, but that's all pandering, right? But the different to the larger point, the difference here is black people are pandered to. I mean, we can speak to our group specifically, right? Like that's all we can do. But we're pandered to in a very specific way because we have a lot of voting power, a lot of political power, but we're often ignored immediately after elections. And I think that's what annoys the shit out of black people specifically. I do think I think there are candidates who are listening. I think the difference for me is who you hire, right? Who you keep around as your advisors, who you keep around, and not just like on the cusp advisors, like people that are right up next to you. Pete Buttigieg is like, it's him, a bucket of mayonnaise, and like Wonder Bread. Like it's just an all white ass team. So for him to be like, oh, I'm listening to people of color. Where are they? Where are these people? Elizabeth Warren, like you can't find many rallies that she's not standing there next to like Julian Castro or Ayanna Pressley is like a big surrogate for her. So like, and then she's connected to Black Women For and all this other stuff. Like they actually advise her and they're like involved in her campaign. So I think that's how you can tell. And you can also tell by their messaging, which are way more detailed black ass topics. So the rest of them are like, black people exist. Yes, that is correct.
Right.
They matter.
Love me. Black people love me because I got the Obama rub.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Joe Biden trying to trust fall his way into South Carolina.
That shit was fucking funny.
It's true, yo. That's exactly what he's trying to do. To me, my black people, like that's it. I don't know if it's gonna work. But I like Biden feels like he is absolutely pandering. Like he just does.
Yeah.
And I think Biden is
he
probably
doesn't have to
totally
pander
fine, but he's just pandering hard.
Like he doesn't have to pander in like North Carolina, right?
North and South Carolina, he shouldn't have to.
He has it in the because I saw a YouTube video of black folks, like church going black folks, a couple of months ago, and they're all about Joe Biden because he goes to their churches. He always visits those two states and he goes to the churches and he talks to the people. I'm like, I don't know if you started doing that when you became vice president or if you've been doing that for the last however long you've been in Congress.
Right.
But like to me, that seems like massive pandering.
Yeah.
And that's why he has that block just off rip.
Yeah. I mean,
which is weird.
The greatest pandering I've seen in this current campaign is Andrew Yang wearing a fucking robe singing in a black choir. That was the wildest shit I've ever seen, yo. I'm like, people are like, yeah, I fuck with this guy. I'm like, this doesn't seem offensive to you. Like it seems, I'm not personally offended because I think that's all silly, but like it seems offensive because it's like you're clearly just doing this to get attention from this specific group. Like that seems like pandering to me. But for some people, they're like, "Yo, this nigga can do the electric slide. I'm a vote for him."
Again, we like to be pandered to.
I, for one,
even if it's that fucking obvious.
Really, really enjoy watching white people try to pander to black people. It is
it's amusing.
Fucking hysterical to me. Like you said, Andrew Yang singing in a choir, right? Like,
yo, those pictures are fucking nuts.
like I just want to see fucking Pete Buttigieg walking down the streets of Baltimore, walking down Edmondson Avenue, just to see what he gonna do. What you gonna do, Pete? What you gonna do?
Please get away from me. Please get away from me.
Chicken store, liquor store. Wow, you guys really do like your chicken and liquor here, huh? Like, what you gonna do? Yeah.
The funny thing about Pete Buttigieg is like, you would figure him being technically a minority.
No, he's a minority, but he's
a type of minority.
Yeah, he's a type of minority. You would think his white ass would be like, you know what? Let me
go for that gay.
Let me go highlight these. Like, yeah, go for it. Well, I think he's probably already got the gay. Well, maybe not because he's super fucking centrist, right?
Yeah, he's pretty
Yeah.
centrist. He's to the right of Obama.
Right. He's
in 2020, which seems crazy.
He's a gyno. Gay in name only. He ain't like no gay person I ever seen. He don't have no personality. He don't have no personality. He don't have a sense of style. Every gay person I've
he's
seen.
the blandest gay person I've ever seen.
Right.
In my
Every
life.
gay person I've seen is that's why they call
Man
him gay,
or
because
woman.
they're fucking happy as shit.
Well, the thing is, he is the most. He's a weirdly like Republican accepted version of gay folks to me. And that, look, I'm not here to judge that. It just seems like a very sanitized version of what he's like. I'm gay, but I'm also a soldier and a Christian, and I'm married. Like, there's nothing about him that's like, where's the edge? Like, where's the edge? Like, he doesn't have any.
Yeah.
He don't have, like, this dude his parents cut all the crust off that bread before putting it out there. Like, he's just boring.
I don't think his father wanted to, judging by what the fuck his father was
His
doing
father
back
was
in the
a
60s.
wild liberal, dude. Like, he was, he's very disappointed that
raised
his
him.
son is such a punk bitch centrist. Like, I was trying to take over countries, man. What the fuck were you doing?
That nigga wrote a book in prison.
Yeah, dude. His dad is a wild dude. He's
I don't
very
want to
disappointed.
be like my
in his
father.
son. Like, I'm not disappointed
Is
that
he
you're
still
gay.
alive?
I'm disappointed that you're a fucking centrist. What's wrong with you? I wish Bernie Sanders was my son. I hate you. Yeah, so I think pandering is an interesting topic. I mean, Terrence, I think your first point is really good, which is we love to be pandered to. And it's really weird when all of a sudden we get mad about it. We're like, pander to us. Pander. And we're like, they're like fucking dancing. You got Andrew Yang up there singing, This Little Light of Mine in a fucking church room. You see these pictures? Did you Google it? It's fucking hilarious.
Yo, get out of here.
This nigga is in a black fucking choir. It's hilarious. But like, and then we get mad when they're just like, no, I'm not going to do that. And we're like, yo, how dare you? Like, which one do you want?
I mean,
So,
I think,
we don't know.
This is ridiculous. I think that
This is going to be the image for this episode.
I think that you hit it on the head with your point earlier in that, we enjoy it, but we are immediately forgotten, and that's why people don't like it, right? Like, if you're gonna pander and then not do it, just don't pander. Like, it's a waste of time. It makes you seem disingenuous to us.
Can you win an
it's
election?
fucking annoying.
Can you win? Well, let me ask you this: can you win us over without pandering? You think? Can you just talk? Can you just talk the issues and just pull us in?
I don't think you can do that with any group, because people in this country don't follow politics like that. People don't care enough about it. You have to pander. Look at Trump, yo. Look at Trump. If Trump didn't,
I'd rather not. But go ahead.
Fucking lower middle class and poor white people don't get pandered to the way Trump panders to them, and they showed out in droves.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So because they're like, whoa, what? And he still hasn't done a lot for them.
He's done nothing for them.
He hadn't done anything.
No, he's done everything for rich people. That's it.
Right. So
I would like to think we're not that fucking stupid. I would like to think.
Who? Which we?
we, the three of us.
Democrats, liberals, black people?
No, I would like to think that, like he said, he panders to those people, and he did absolutely nothing for them. I mean, that's what happens to us all the time,
Right.
but I would like to
not in
think
the
we're
same
not
way.
that. Yeah, I mean, I would like to think we're not that dumb, because he literally said a whole bunch of shit. And if you look at him, you know he's not going to do that for you.
Right.
That's not who he was. That's not who he's ever been.
Right.
He's always been rich. He's always stepped over the likes of you people when he's walking through the streets of fucking New York.
Yeah.
He literally said,
Not walking.
He literally said, I can shoot one of you motherfuckers and nobody will do anything.
Yeah, they were like, that sounds great.
I like guns.
Like, did you hear what he said? Nah, I like guns though.
I like shooting people.
Sounds like a blast. Yeah, I'm
What is Andrew Yang doing?
I'm thoroughly convinced that that image is so good. It's so fucking hilarious. That's the image for this episode, by the way. But I am thoroughly convinced that you can't win over any group. I think you're right. I don't think you win over any group without pandering. So that runs kind of contrary to the idea of don't pander to us because I have to. What I don't like is when they pander by like using different voices or like they throw in a little bit of an accent. Don't do that. That drives me crazy. Let me ask you a question, because Obama did that too. Like he would go to the South and he throw a little twang on there a little bit, and I'm like, you from Chicago by way of Hawaii, my nigga, like
by way of Oklahoma, or whatever the fuck.
Also by way of Indonesia.
Like,
knock it off. You don't have a Southern black accent.
Now, where did he grow up with his grandmother?
Yeah, that was like in the Midwest. That was in Oklahoma.
Right, exactly. Like, come on, bro.
So my question is, do black politicians pander? Is Kamala Harris pandering? Is Barack Obama pandering?
Kamala Harris tried to pander at the 11th hour and it didn't work. Right? Like Barack
like just
Obama,
by the nature of who
Barack
she
Obama,
is, does she have to? That's a better question. Does she have to pander to us? Or just being
her
black is that
specifically?
enough? No,
Her
just
specific-
black politicians.
Black politicians, I don't think we tend to give our own a pass, right? Because we have had to code switch.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can write that off as saying, oh, he's got to talk like that around white people because historically white people don't take us seriously unless we say the whole word like this, right? But when we get around our own, we can let our hair down a little bit.
Right.
I think we give black politicians a pass on that. Is it right? Probably not. It's not equal, but you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, life isn't equal. Fuck that.
Right.
And we give black politicians a leg up. It's all right.
Right.
Better a leg up than a handout.
I think it depends. I think
That's
it
gonna be my
depends on
slogan
where
when
they
I-
are. It depends on who they're talking to, as far as because I mean, look, we're not a monolith, but like if they're talking to, like, say they go to like an inner city, they're gonna throw a little bit of an accent in.
Like
they're gonna try.
Like if
they're around amongst their own, because those people don't follow politics, so they got to try to connect with those.
So what you're saying
With
is
them.
like if Kamala Harris came to Baltimore and she was like, and she started saying "you're," like that would be fine.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Start
Like, get out of here.
Start calling people whores and shit.
You
Fucking
a
whore.
bitch ass whore. You fucking
What
whore
is
ass
a bunch
nigga.
of bitch ass whores, you? Like wow, that
You's a
is
whore,
that was
yeah.
not a campaign message. I was
Someone
assuming
selling
you
a shirt that says "use a whore." YOUZA. I might buy that shit for real. I'm dead ass serious. But yeah, that would be completely unacceptable. Well, it all depends on who you're talking to, as far as the black folks go.
Yeah, I think
So,
probably
I don't know.
the biggest black group, like subgroup that gets pandered to are black church folks.
Yeah,
And I'm not in that constituency, so I don't deal with it, but it looks annoying from the outside. Like, it just looks fucking annoying. I'm like, any of
Older
y'all
people-
really go to church?
Older people love it.
They do.
yeah.
I feel like they
Yeah.
do. That's true.
It's weird, man.
I'm like, this
Yeah,
seems
it's very
really
weird.
obvious to me.
But they just have
Again,
they
we
just
like
happy
being
that
pandered to.
somebody's in the church. They just happy that somebody is there, acknowledging God and therefore validating their faith. Like that's all it is.
I mean,
Is it?
yeah, you're
That's
probably not
literally
wrong.
that's all it is. Like that's it, yo.
Amazing. I like when I watch it, I'm just like, we don't need to do this. This seems silly, but hey, that's a big voting block. You got to get out there, and this is why I couldn't be a politician. They're like,
Yeah, they
we need you to
bust
go to
them
this
out,
black church. I'd be like, I'm good.
Why? I would be like, nah, that goes against my fucking religion.
Yeah, I'd be like, nah. I'm afraid I'm gonna burst into flames when I walk through the
You
door.
would-
I don't need to do that.
You wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't
Oh
be
no, I
able
can
to
lie to people.
Go to a black
I
church?
can lie.
all right, I was about to say.
Oh Jesus! What's the moves? What are the moves? I don't know. Whatever. Like, It's fine.
Fucking
Like
north, south, east, west, right?
yeah, like whatever, man. Like we're not Catholic.
Like, I feel like it would be too disingenuous for me.
I don't.
No,
But
Terrence
you gotta go
could
to
not
church.
do it.
I'd be like,
Look.
yo, I don't want to do that, my nigga. Like, for what? I don't go to
Terrence
church.
just go in there and give a speech like, look, well, I don't believe none of this shit, but I got healthcare on y'all, yo. I help y'all out. Just vote for me.
Like,
all
look,
right?
I'm trying to give y'all health care.
Just leave me alone.
Whether it be free or super cheap.
Don't worry, I got you.
Like, I'm like Jesus. I want to help y'all.
I'm like Jesus.
Did you just compare yourself to Jesus?
Yeah, see?
Yes.
See, your first
I did.
press conference, you already fucked up. 2 Corinthians. Yeah, I am fascinated by the idea of pandering because it, like, to watch it happen in real time, not just to us, but to other groups, is wild. Like, listening to politicians super pander to white people and then try to hard pivot to black issues is sometimes really hard because like we're gonna bring back manufacturing jobs and your lives have been really screwed, middle class white people, and then they cut to black people. They're like, you guys are suffering the worst. I'm like, I thought the other guys were suffering the worst. Like, don't worry about last week. Y'all are the worst. Like, all right, cool, thanks. So everybody is suffering the worst, even though they're the richest or the most privileged and everything else. It's interesting to watch.
Does anybody pander to Latinx folks or
Yes.
Asian folks?
Hell
like
yes.
how?
Are you-
Like how? How?
Have you not watched a debate when they give that shitty version of Spanish? Donde está?
I mean,
esta biblioteca? That's why
but
they
that's
say it.
what's
That's just
his name?
insane.
That's it though. Like,
No, they do. They do
Yeah,
a bunch
I
of
can speak
commercials. They
Spanish.
do a bunch of stuff. Same thing. They go and they
We just don't
fucking
see it 'cause-
shake it up
because
at some fucking
do they
discotheque or
go
whatever.
do they go to a quinceañera or?
Oh, 100%.
Do they?
Andrew
do they-
Yang has definitely got video of him doing the electric slide at some fucking quinceañera. 100%.
Do they kill 2 birds with 1 stone and go to a sushi place and help the Latin people who are making sushi rolls?
Oh shit, that's fucking hilarious and probably true.
It depends.
We need to talk to the workers.
No, isn't it the opposite? Don't you have like the Asian folks making like everything?
It goes back and
I've
forth.
been into
but it's
I've been
mostly-
to a Mexican restaurant.
In restaurants,
and
Latin
I've seen
folks
a
can
bunch
make
of
anything.
Asian motherfuckers in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
do
true.
anything. You know, you pay. You
I've
pay
never
them.
seen. I've never seen.
You pay them, they'll do it.
Nigga,
Fine.
I've seen Latin sushi chefs. Like,
Yeah,
I
I've seen a
haven't. I don't
ton
think I
of
have.
them. I've seen a
yeah,
ton of
absolutely,
them.
absolutely.
Where out in where you live?
No, not where I live.
No, like
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
in general.
Yeah, yo.
Huh? I've never seen it.
oh yeah. Yeah, like step aside, homeboy. I got this.
The fuck, where you get your goddamn sushi from?
Like fucking Sensei Jose, knock it out. Oh yeah, they're the superior race. Everyone knows that. Like that's something nobody wants to deal with, but they are. You know, they are. Like they can do
They can do
every
everything.
job. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Do Indians get pandered to, or is there not enough of them here?
Probably local elections.
Dot and feather.
Dot. I feel like less so. Feather 100%. They do.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren is trying to
that
fix
is
that fucking
wildly
story.
inappropriate.
Well, how else am I supposed to distinguish the Indians, Terrence?
Native American.
Native American.
That's too many
Fucking
words.
Indians.
There's too many words too.
Too many
It's a lot of
syllables.
syllables.
I'll tell one pandering story about Indians as far as Dot, as Micah's ignorant ass would say. So here's an interesting one. Joe Biden, there's a video, you can find it on YouTube. Joe Biden, when he was running for re-election for Senate in Delaware a couple of years ago, there's a video of him meeting with constituents in Delaware. And there's apparently a large Indian population in Delaware. And their video is him like talking to someone. He's like, and he's being nice in what he's saying, but it's Joe Biden, so he gonna fuck it up because he's just like a goofball. He says to them, he was like, you can't go into a Dunkin' Donuts or a 7-Eleven in Delaware that's not run by you people. It's great.
I saw that clip before.
Yeah, because they're like celebrating like them
Yo, he's
owning
such a fucking
franchises and owning
idiot.
businesses and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
I remember that.
I will never forget
I'm like,
that
my
story.
nigga, what do you do? Okay, you know what? I mean,
It came from the heart, but that's a wild statement. And the guy's like, okay.
it's like, I mean, is it not true?
I mean, it's accurate.
It's accurate as fuck.
I mean, look,
If
I literally
see a
know
bunch
an
of
Indian family
behind
that
the
owns a
counter. I know I'm
Subway.
about to get a good sandwich from Subway if I ever walk in there.
Oh man.
I literally know a family that owns a Subway. So they're an Indian family.
Exactly.
They are.
Exactly.
They love their submarine sandwiches. I don't get it. Something about that culture. I don't know. So yeah,
Wow.
that's the end of our episode on pandering. But make sure you go and watch that video of Andrew Yang singing in a black choir. That's just fucking hilarious. But yeah, look, so we'll be back next week with episode 169 for Queen and Slim. So check that out. You should be able to rent it in certain places, Amazon, that sort of thing, or Apple or what have you. So, or you could buy it if that's your thing. So check it out, and we will see you guys next week to go in depth on Queen and Slim.
See you.
Take it easy.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.